France's Olympic basketball star just rejected Angel Reese in the WNBA, and it's sending shockwaves through the basketball world. Even more surprising, the Chicago Sky, one of the most respected teams in the league, did her dirty in a way no one saw coming. This saga is filled with drama, missed opportunities, and a decision that caught everyone off guard. The story of this rising star opting out of what could have been a glittering new NBA career has turned the spotlight on the league, its treatment of international talent, and the complex dynamics of modern basketball. But before we proceed further, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. The player at the heart of this drama is none other than French sensation Marine Johannes. Known for her dazzling skills on the court, Johannes is a name that brings excitement to basketball fans everywhere. She's no stranger to making headlines, but this time, it's for turning down an offer that most players would dream of. The WNBA, often seen as the pinnacle of professional women's basketball, was ready to welcome her with open arms, especially as Angel Reese, another basketball phenom, had recently made her WNBA debut to much fanfare. But Johannes didn't just walk away from the opportunity. She shut the door, locked it, and tossed the key over her shoulder without a second glance. This decision was as bold as it was unexpected. Johannes, known for her no-nonsense approach both on and off the court, handled it in her typical fashion. She's never been one to mince words or dance around tough decisions. Fans expected her to join forces with the Chicago Sky, where her unique style of play could have added a fresh spark to the team's lineup. But instead, Johannes chose to stay in France, focusing on her Olympic journey and continuing to play in Europe, where she feels more at home. And to add fuel to the fire, she didn't just say no. She rejected the entire premise, brushing off the WNBA's allure like it was an old pair of sneakers she no longer cared for. The Chicago Sky, on the other hand, are probably still reeling from this blow. After all, they had big plans for Johannes. They believed they had secured a deal that would make their roster one of the most feared in the league. But here's the kicker: they didn't do right by her. Somewhere along the line, the Sky fumbled the ball, treating Johannes in a way that made her decision all too easy. There were whispers of poor contract negotiations and mismatched expectations. Whatever the case, the end result was the same. Johannes was out, and the Chicago Sky were left empty-handed, scrambling to recover from a missed opportunity they could have easily avoided. Now let's talk about Angel Reese, who at this point must be wondering what just happened. Reese, a powerhouse in her own right, entered the WNBA with huge expectations. As one of the most talked-about college basketball players in recent years, Reese was supposed to be the league's next big thing. But with Johannes' rejection, Reese's entrance into the WNBA seems almost overshadowed. It's like walking into a party where all eyes are on you, only to have someone slam the door shut behind you with such force that everyone forgets you were even there. Reese, with her undeniable talent, will still have her moment, but Johannes' decision has, at least temporarily, shifted the focus away from her. What makes Johannes' choice even more interesting is the humor she brought to the situation. Never one to take herself too seriously, Johannes shrugged off the whole ordeal with a nonchalance that only she could pull off. In a recent interview, when asked about turning down the WNBA and Angel Reese, Johannes smirked and said, I've got enough trophies on my shelf already." It's the kind of response that makes you wonder if she's secretly enjoying the chaos she's caused. After all, it's not every day you see a player walk away from the WNBA like it's no big deal. While some may see Johannes' decision as a missed opportunity for her, others argue it's a power move. She knows her worth and isn't afraid to remind everyone that she's not just another player. By staying in Europe and focusing on the Olympics, Johannes is betting on herself, choosing to play in an environment where she feels fully appreciated. It's a bold move, and it might just pay off in ways we can't predict yet. Plus, let's face it, there's something inherently funny about the way she brushed off one of the world's biggest basketball leagues, as if it were a minor inconvenience in her already busy schedule. The Chicago Sky, though, aren't laughing. They know they've lost out on a game-changer. For a team that has struggled to maintain consistency in recent seasons, Johannes could have been the player to help them turn things around. Instead, they're left with nothing but regrets and a glaring gap in their roster. Reports from inside the team suggest that there's a lot of frustration over how things were handled. Some say the front office underestimated Johannes' loyalty to her European teams and the importance she places on her Olympic aspirations. Others believe the Sky simply didn't offer her the kind of respect or deal that would have made her consider a WNBA career more seriously. Angel Reese, meanwhile, continues to work on her game and carve out her place in the WNBA. She's still a rising star with all the potential to become one of the league's greats. But it's impossible to ignore how Johanna's decision has shifted the narrative. While Reese's debut was highly anticipated, it now feels somewhat overshadowed by the French player's unexpected move. Reese is undoubtedly talented, but she's stepping into a league that's increasingly global. The fact that a player of Johanna's caliber turned down the WNBA shows just how competitive the international basketball scene has become. For fans, this saga is equal parts frustrating and entertaining. On one hand, they're disappointed that Johannes won't be showcasing her skills in the WNBA. On the other, her candid dismissal of the opportunity has given fans plenty to talk about. Johannes has always had a certain charm, a laid-back attitude that makes her decisions all the more intriguing. It's like she's playing a game of chess, and while everyone else is focused on the immediate move, she's thinking 3 steps ahead. She doesn't need the WNBA to validate her career. She's already a star in her own right. And let's not forget, Johannes is also a key player for the French national team. She's laser-focused on helping France compete at the highest level in the Olympics, and that's where her priorities lie. For her, the WNBA was never the end goal. It was just another option, one she ultimately decided wasn't worth pursuing. Her decision reflects a growing trend among international players, who are increasingly weighing their options outside the WNBA and choosing paths that offer them more control over their careers and personal lives. As for the Chicago Sky, they'll have to regroup and figure out how to move forward without Johannes. The team had hoped to build something special around her, but now they're left wondering what could have been. It's a bitter pill to swallow, especially since it feels like they had her in their grasp and let her slip away. Johannes, on the other hand, seems perfectly content with her decision, ready to keep doing what she does best, dominating on her own terms. This whole episode says a lot about the current state of women's basketball. The WNBA is still a dream for many players, but it's not the only game in town. Players like Johannes are proving that they have options, and they're not afraid to take a different path if it suits them better. It's a new era for women's basketball, one where the lines between leagues and countries are becoming increasingly blurred. And while Angel Reese may be the future of the WNBA, Johanna's rejection reminds everyone that the league isn't the only destination for top talent. Johanna's story is a testament to her confidence and independence. She's a player who knows exactly what she wants and isn't afraid to go after it, even if it means turning down an opportunity that others would jump at. The way she handled the situation, with a mix of humor, determination, and grace, only adds to her legend. Whether or not she ever decides to give the WNBA a shot remains to be seen. But for now, Johannes is perfectly content where she is, leaving the rest of us to wonder what might have been. This saga, with all its twists and turns, has been a wild ride for basketball fans. From Angel Reese's hyped-up debut to Marine Johannes' stunning rejection, it's a story that has kept everyone on their toes. The Chicago Sky may have missed out, but Johannes is still soaring, proving once again that she's a star who plays by her own rules. And honestly, who can blame her? Enjoyed our take on France Olympic star? Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more engaging content. We thrive on your feedback, so be sure to leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Until next time, keep discovering and stay tuned.